On the night of my birthday, she turned her back to me, mumbling something about being tired and having a splitting headache. I didn't argue. I didn't protest. I just sat there in silence, watching her walk off toward the bathroom. The door closed softly behind her, followed by the faint sound of the lock clicking into place. Quiet, final. That was her answer. Not tonight. Not for me. A few moments later, my phone vibrated. A notification lit up the screen. Happy birthday. Your wife is having a great time. Attached were 3 video files. I tapped on the first one, and what followed sliced through me like a blade. Each clip was worse than the last. The man filming kept his voice low and intentional, panning the camera slowly to capture her expressions, the curve of her body, the sound she made for him. At the end of the last clip, he chuckled, a smug, quiet laugh that embedded itself in my memory like a scar. She had turned me down with excuses, but for him, she gave everything. Things she had once claimed she despised were now part of her performance. The pain wasn't only in her betrayal, but in how willing, how eager, she was to give herself to him. It wasn't just physical. It was a choice. And she made it with enthusiasm. As the final frame faded to black, I saw my reflection in the darkened screen. Calm, unbroken, yet quietly building like an approaching storm. We'd been married for 6 years, together since our university days. Everyone around us called us soulmates. She wore my ring before she even received her diploma and always referred to me as her steady rock. I believed her. I built our life around that belief, crafted a home, gave her my unwavering loyalty. In return, she gave me fleeting kisses, mechanical touches, and smiles that never touched her eyes. Looking back, the signs were there. If I'd dared to see them, I might have known. The white lies. The late-night gym sessions that didn't change her body, but made her glow differently. Her phone, once casually accessible, had become a locked vault. The shift in her demeanor wasn't exhaustion. It was dismissal. I wasn't the root of the problem. I was just in the way. Yet I said nothing. I looked the other way. Those videos forced reality into focus. The angles, the details, an unmistakable birthmark on his thigh, the necklace she wore, the one I had gifted her just that morning. Its silver shimmer pressed against his skin like a cruel joke. I saved the footage onto an encrypted drive and said nothing. Not yet. The next morning, I kissed her cheek softly, tasting the bitter aftertaste of betrayal on her skin. I didn't erupt. I calculated. I hired a professional private investigator, not some wannabe with a DSLR, but a seasoned expert who followed her discreetly over the next few weeks. The truth emerged. She had been involved with him for 8 months. His name was Ryan M., a personal trainer at her gym. Single. Drove an attention-grabbing silver BMW he could barely afford. He was known to record his sessions, often without permission, and she wasn't his only conquest. I set my plan into motion. Using a carefully crafted fake profile, I posed online as a woman who frequented the gym. Flirty messages led to his bragging. He had no filter, boasting about his secret recordings and his technique. While he bragged, I consulted with my attorney. Quietly, I updated my will, restructured asset ownership, and moved the house deeds solely into my name. Months earlier, she had blindly signed refinance papers. I transferred half of our joint funds into a new private account and waited. 2 weeks later, her birthday arrived. I booked a reservation at her favorite restaurant and asked her to wear something blue. She smiled, touched my arm, and called me sweet. I returned the smile, burying my true intent beneath polite charm. During dinner, I slid a sealed envelope across the table. She opened it, likely expecting a card or a necklace. Instead, she found printed screenshots, stills from the videos. Her face flushed with passion in each one. His hands gripped her hips. Her fingers trembled. "What is this?" she asked, her voice barely audible. "Your gift to me," I replied. "You left it on my phone." Her color drained. She reached across the table, stammering apologies, trying to explain. I stood as the dessert arrived and asked the waiter to box it up. Outside, she followed me, tears rolling down her face, pleading for a second chance. "We'll talk," I said, in court. Then I walked away. That was just the opening act. The following day, I sent a cease and desist letter to Ryan, including the incriminating chats from the fake profile and proof of his unauthorized videos. I made it clear that if he didn't disappear, I'd report him to the police and his employer. He vanished without protest. Then, anonymously, I sent the footage to the gym's management. His termination came within hours. Meanwhile, I filed for divorce on the grounds of adultery. The laws favored me. The evidence was overwhelming. My lawyer, sharp as a scalpel, was confident and efficient. She tried to negotiate, begged me not to destroy her reputation. She had no idea what destruction truly meant. I let her keep her clothing, nothing else. The house was mine. The car was in my name. The joint savings were gone. Once the truth spread, our mutual friends distanced themselves from her. Her parents wept and asked why I hadn't told them sooner. "Revenge isn't impulsive," I said. "It's precise." 6 weeks passed. One evening, she showed up at my doorstep looking haggard, her eyes red and swollen. She said she was lost, that she needed to talk. I let her in without emotion. I offered her a glass of water, let her sit, and listened as she cried, blaming stress, loneliness, even me. Then I picked up the remote and played the videos again. Her face crumbled as the sounds and images replayed in the room. "I've seen every lie in your eyes," I told her. "Now you're seeing mine." She tried to speak again, but I stood up. "The door's behind you," I said. "You gave yourself to him. Now live with what's left." She left, and I felt nothing. Not hollow, not broken, just clear. They say vengeance consumes you, leaves you empty. That's a lie. It sharpens you. It brings clarity. Now I sleep peacefully. There's no betrayal in my home. No more pretending. She gave him a performance. I gave her the stage where it all came crashing down. From the wreckage of what we had, I built something unshakable. Peace. Happy birthday to me.